Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I have an Instant Pot recipe for you using a frozen roast because we've all done it. We've forgotten to thaw our protein. So this recipe is, I will link the book that I got it from down below. Highly recommend it. Here I've got some frozen onions that I had for a whole bunch of onions from Costco. So I chopped them up, vacuum sealed them, and here's a great opportunity to use them. And I'm just putting the hunk right in the bottom there. And here I've got some beef bone broth from Trader Joe's. So you need about a cup and a half, I believe. I'll be popping the recipe in the description below. And just opening that up, and I'm tossing that whole thing in because it's like 17 ounces, so it'll be fine. And that liquid also helps pressurize the roast. Some Worcestershire sauce is going in. Always a great thing. I add it to so many things. It's so flavorful with that anchovy. Got some minced garlic here. Of course, you could always use fresh if that's what you've got. And that's just going to be on the bottom. I've got a foil-lined trivet just to help with a little bit of the mess since it's a beef chuck and is going to have fat. And there's my frozen roast. I get it from Cook's Venture. It is grass-fed, grass-finished. Love it. Love their meat, their chicken, their beef. It has all been super tasty. It is pretty much frozen hard as a rock, so I'm plopping it in there. Now, the recipe does call for boneless. This has one little bone in it, so hopefully that won't be a problem here. You're going to season with some coarse salt and pepper to taste, whatever you need. I use kosher salt and cracked pepper, and just flop that right on there. I've got some thyme, dried thyme, about a teaspoon, I believe. Also onion powder, just a little extra oniony flavor. Who doesn't love that? And paprika. Of course, you could put smoked paprika, would be great in this as well. And really whatever seasonings you want. If you have a seasoning rub that's already mixed together, you could throw that on there as well. Just rubbing it in there. Since it's frozen, I want to give it a little stick there. Put my lid on. Make sure that you put it on sealing. Don't forget, whatever Instant Pot you have. I've got some, you need about 2 pounds of root vegetables. I've only had carrots. Otherwise, I'd put potatoes in here as well. But I'm just prepping them, cutting them up for when the roast is done pressure cooking. We're going to add this in a second phase. We want about 2-inch chunks, and depending on how fat your carrots are or your root vegetables, just cut them so that they're pretty uniform in size so that they cook at the same rate. So in my case, I've got 2 pounds of carrots because, again, that's all that I had. I need to get some more groceries. We fly through the produce like crazy people. So I'm just cutting them. I decided to cut them on an angle after a while, so they're cut a little wonky, but that's okay. So if you have a bag of baby carrots, that would work too. That's about the size we're looking for. If you could take this opportunity to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already, that would be a great way to help out this channel. Free way to help out the channel, and it really does help. So there's my bowl of I just wanted to jump in here and say why we were putting the carrots in sort of a phase 2. If we were to put them in the beginning with the roast, they would be very, very mushy. And so to avoid that, we basically are cooking the roast, releasing the pressure, putting the root vegetables in, and then bringing it back up and cooking it for another 10 minutes, I believe it is. I'll say so in the video as I go, but that way our carrots aren't super, super mushy. Okay, so the time was up. I let the steam out, and I'm going to remove this trivet. Do it carefully. I did splash some pot roast in my face. So remove the trivet, and so let the roast go down into the sauce. And yeah, so you can see all the onions have been cooked and all of that. That was frozen. We're going to put our carrots just right on top. No need to really stir those in. And then we're going to put the Instant Pot back up. Just make sure you check your ring to make sure that it's sealing correctly, because it probably popped out a little when you took the lid off. And we're going to put that on high for 10 more minutes, however your machine does that, pressure cook or manual button. 10 more minutes, and then you can let it, if you're in a hurry, you can naturally, or you can release it quickly, or you can let it naturally release when it is done. Okay, so I let it naturally release for another 20 minutes, and Here I'm letting all the steam came out, and you can see it bubbling away there. I'm gonna take the roast out so I can cut it up or shred it up. It was tender and delicious. I think you're really going to like this. And remember, this was pretty solid frozen from a deep freezer in my basement. So if you can plan ahead a little bit during the day and get your protein out, I think you won't be sorry. As far as in my fridge, I know it takes a couple days to thaw it up, roast that frozen. So it's pretty amazing. So got some carrots here. We're going to plate things up here in just a second, just making some room to show you the shreds that we've got going on here. Okay, so I'm shredding that up for you. It's pretty amazing. It's so tender. We like to serve ours with a little bit of ketchup, and I made a salad with some leftover veg in my fridge of chopped cucumber, some spinach, and some radishes, just so we can have something fresh in addition to our cooked carrots for our vegetables. I like to have cooked and fresh, or raw, I should say. And you could make that sauce thick by taking putting it on the saute mode and putting some cornstarch in there, and I just didn't have time for that today, but it's definitely something you can do. Thanks for joining me, guys. Go ahead and give a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day.